Okay, so yesterday I released a video talking about the new revealed SH Monsterarts Evolved Godzilla, and I was comparing it to the HIYA Toys Evolved Godzilla in terms of their marketing, and that was cool. But when I uploaded that video, a lot more information is dropped about the SH Monsterarts, so I'm gonna just update a little bit. So the Articulation series, which is the same series that works for SH, is what this figure comes from. Released a whole bunch of information. SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2024 Evolved version. So the Japanese release date is in October 2024. It may take a little while longer for it to release here in America or at the same time. They don't really specify. And yeah, right here it says pre-orders begin April 26th. But the thing I want to draw your attention here most is the price point. Now, I know it says estimated. That is an estimation, yes. But we're still going to acknowledge this here. Before we get to this, let me tell you. Let's get to the others. So the accessories are two replacement hand parts, probably for the alternate hands here. And the height is 6.3 inches. So that kind of just gets rid of what I was saying last time. If this figure was 7 inches, I would get it, but it's now seeming to be 6 inches, so now I'm back to square one, and I'm back to on the fence. So, time to get the price point. Last time, I thought this figure would be like $95. And I thought I would be right. I thought it would be, a fair $120 estimated. Now, if this is true, I'm just going to say right now, that is just too much. Especially for a figure that just has two replacement hand parts as the accessories. That is too much. And I don't know how much the original SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2024 figure went for. But that one came with an atomic breath part and replaceable hands. That wasn't that. That's not bad. I will say it's not bad. This one doesn't even come with an atomic breath part. Probably gonna have to wait for a special color version because that's what SH Monsters likes to do. So if this ends up being true, this may just be the nail in the coffin for me. That's just way too much. I was already, raising my eyebrow to a $90 purchase from the 2004 Godzilla. Now it's 120 to 130, assuming this is correct. Of course, high over here, back to $51. That's very, very fair now. I said last time, I said that this is still a pretty penny. And yeah, it is still a pretty penny, but compared to $120, that's like nothing. Where to go from here? Um Also, it's kind of weird. I'm going to say it's kind of weird that they took a while to reveal this. They could have revealed this like a little bit earlier, I feel like, when the movie was still out. Don't get me wrong, the movie is still relevant right now, but it's starting to go back down a little bit because, it's starting to be normal. So, it took them a little while to reveal this. Probably wasn't the best time, but better late than never. Okay, so now I actually want to talk about some images of these figures. The images provided. Comparing the two paint applications. Now, I said last time, I'm going to be saying that a lot. I said last time that these figures, they are prototypes. At least we know that this figure shown here says it right here. This is a prototype. This is a prototype. This is suspected to be a prototype. I'm pretty sure it is a prototype because it's not out yet. You still pre-order it. The actual figure's gonna look a little different. Probably. It's probably gonna be, even more precise painting. Because I want to touch on the painting here. After zooming in, I'm starting to realize that there's a little bit. I can't zoom in on this. I don't think there's a little bit of paint mishaps on the lips here. Some of that pink mouth has gotten on the lips, and that's kind of. I'm sure that's common for SH Monster Arts, especially with their previous MonsterVerse Godzilla releases. But I've also started to notice something on the nails. The nails aren't fully painted. It could be just due to lighting, but some images, the nails look really weird. And the painting kind of just looks like a more subtle version. Here's a good image showing it. It looks like a more subtle version of the HIYA figure. Don't get me wrong, HIYA had put a lot more into the paint. They gave this guy a lot of paint. He has a lot more color just all throughout him. This guy, he just looks fresh out of just evolving. Here. You can see right there, you can see the paint mishaps. So that's a bit of a bummer. Although I will say the paintwork on the spines do look really good. Another thing I've seen that the spines on this, you can tell with the promotional images for this figure, the spines actually look has light bleeding through it. Like especially here, that looks like light is bleeding through it. Whereas it comes to this, I don't know what it's about. What about it makes me think this? But the spines look like they're glowing here. Here we saw a good image right here. The spines look like they're glowing here, so that's different. Especially on the arm too. You can see that too. So on another paint thing, may just be personal preference. Talking about the mouth, I mentioned how the mouth looks pink in this. I don't know if I'm on board with that 100%. The mouth just looks a little too pink. There's just not enough varying colors. Whereas high over here, the mouth looks just perfect. You can tell where the teeth begins, the mouth ends and begins. You can tell the tongue is in there. All that good stuff. Standard HIYA stuff. I hope that the painting is a little bit more precise when it comes to the actual figure, because this is a prototype once again. The final product may be different. Here's hoping that it's a little bit more precise. And this has like really precise painting, but not as much color. And I think I prefer the way just the HIYA pops, in my opinion. Another thing that someone noted out, just like the painting difference. I'm talking a lot about the paint here, but I've had some revelations on the paint. So noticing the paint here, this guy looks like he's like battle damaged. Someone noted that out in a different video comparing these. I don't remember their name, but if you can find him, go show him some love. Yeah, this guy looks like he's battle damaged. He's been in a battle, like maybe up to the Egypt fight or something like that. Like a good battle damage version. And this guy looks like he's, if it'll load, this guy looks like he's fresh out of the eyes. Like fresh out of there. Very, very clean. And I don't know if I'm on board with it 100%. Because, well, that's just the way I prefer it, I guess. So that's mainly where I find all my criticism, the new stuff, really found out. Found out it's 6.3 and the other's going to be 7. I hope that this price point is not actually the case, because that is still a lot of money. And it's too much for a 6-inch figure. Some person said this figure may be more bang for your buck. Quite honestly, I don't see it as worth if it's this much. Because if it is this much, I don't see it as quite worth it. This could have easily gone for 70. Hell, I'll be generous. 90. 90 is somewhat serviceable. And I can forgive 90. But 120 to 130 is just too much. Just for two replacement hand parts. That's just too much. Whereas the HIYA over here is not only taller, has more paint, probably sturdier, and it's cheaper in general. I'm going to probably get my hands on a HIYA, so I'm slowly starting to be convinced to getting a HIYA instead of the SH monsterarts. Maybe in the future I may pick up this guy, but as for when these figures come out, I'm definitely getting my hands on the HIYA. And I'm not going to convince you otherwise. If you want to get your hand on this figure, feel free. I'm not going to stop you. It's only just my job as a reviewer to make sure that you're as informed as possible when going into a purchase. So I will stay on this no matter what. So that's pretty much all I got for you. I'll see y'all later. And remember, like what you like, hate what you hate. Just don't be a jerk about it.